Hey guys, you know what? I just want to share this with you. I was just going over a few things that were in my head when I read this article about I read several articles about so many people in lack, needing assistance and resources. Well, I made up this list because although I don't use it as often as I had to in the past, it's still relevant, guys. There are places, and this goes across every state, just about every state, and it's all about due diligence, seeking out the resources that you need that will actually catapult you to the next level. These areas of resources, they're not for you to just linger in them. They're to get you from one point to the next so that you can get out of and hopefully, have a brand new outlook on life because you have been taken out of the area that you're stuck in up to a different level in life. Okay, so I just want to start with let's start with United Way. That was my favorite because when you call United Way, or even Google it, look it up on online, whatever method you have, get in touch with United Way. You can even dial 211, three numbers, y'all, 211, and that will connect you to the United Way. And basically, although I'm going to mention the other resources, once you contact them, you need to be ready with pen and paper because they're going to give you a list of many different agencies and facilities out here that are still available. Although they may be stretched, they are still available to help those in need. All you have to do is make that call. You have to move your pride aside, get your paper and pen, your phone, whatever it is you use to take notes, and be ready. Okay, they're going to give you numbers such as, here's another one, Goodwill. Goodwill Industries, they've been around forever. Yeah, the stores are available, but that brick and mortar store has a whole lot more to offer than just selling you the merchandise that's inside. Check it out. Salvation Army, okay? Your neighborhood churches. All those people out there that have such a negative report on churches, you better believe those churches are there in place not only to welcome you in, to share the gospel with you, the good news of Christ, but they're there to help the communities that they're in. Okay, co-op food banks. You can go to a co-op food bank, and they will counsel you on where you are, what you're trying to do, how you got where you are, and how to get out of it. Don't you want to know how to make progress out of where you are if it's not your desire to be without food, without clothing, without a roof over your head, without payment of utilities even? Aren't you interested to know that there are people and resources and places out here that will literally help you to the next level? The YMCA, St. Vincent de Paul, DFACS. Okay, DFACS is more than just food stamps. You can get help for heating and utilities through DFACS. I just want to mention this one thing about utility companies and getting those cutoff notices and pay attention to your utility bills, guys. If you're having a problem paying your utilities, just like everything else, I'm going to talk about banking in a minute, but this happened to me the other day. My water heater had to be replaced, okay? So, and it was at Christmas time. So, Merry Christmas to everybody because you didn't see Janine, you didn't see me on Christmas because that's where my money went for Christmas. Nonetheless, um, that water heater was leaking. So that meant that my water was leaking out. Okay, guys? I could have turned it off every 2 seconds, but no, literally, that was not going to work out for me. It was awkward, it was inconvenient, and it was not safe for me to keep turning the water on and off as I needed it. So, yes, it leaked, but I thought, it's going to leak, but I'm going to get this done. I'm going to get it replaced, and it's going to be fine. Did not know all that I went through with getting that replaced was going to be so troublesome. First, the person came and they didn't have the right water heater, they didn't have the right size, and then they had to order it. It just took a long time to get what I thought was going to be very simple repaired. Long story short, when I got my water bill this month, guys, my water bill typically is maybe $35, $36, sewer included. But this time it was $116. I said, oh my gosh. So here's what I'm talking about. Immediately before I went into panic mode, I took a deep breath and I called the water company, and I explained to them what was going on. Not really to a person, you know what I'm saying. You have to go online, you fill out the application, what your problem is, and then they'll get back to you. So, long story short, yes, I filled it out. It was tedious. I'm not going to tell you. Any of these extra resources is going to require some work on your part. But if you go ahead and do the work, come on, guys, you don't even have to leave your house for most of these now. Back in the day when I was doing all this with my kids and ripping and running from place to place, you had to be there physically. But now a lot of it is done online. So anyway, I sent in the paperwork that was required, and immediately it wasn't even the next day. It was the same later on that day. They responded by saying you don't qualify for a reduction in your bill because you didn't max out the 8-gallon maximum for water leakage. So I said, okay. So I sent it back again. I said, well, can you just have another look at my bill? Because this is a hardship. Remember to use certain terms, you guys out there, because hardship means a lot to those that you're asking help from, because a hardship is just what it is. You are in a need, a sometimes desperate need for attention and assistance. So it went back and forth maybe 2 or 3 times, but they looked at it. I mentioned that I am a senior citizen on a fixed income. I remained calm. They came back to me at the end of the day and they said they could not take all of that off, but they took off about $60. $60, guys. And so you have to think about this. If you don't say anything at all, you are stuck. But if you at least reach out, because a lot of these places do have compassion still in their hearts, believe it or not. And they do have available help, but they're not going to send out a red flag to let you know that help is available. When you call, email, text, and deliver your part of the story, you will be surprised at the help that is often available to you. God bless you all.